Okay, all right, good evening. I had to get a sip of water, forgive me. I just walked in the door, and if you've been outside, you know that it is extremely hot outside. If you're in Shreveport, it is hot. Somebody said it's hot as hell. Well, from what I read in the Bible, I don't think it's that hot, but it is pretty hot. I'm gonna be about 10 minutes. I'm gonna be about 10 minutes. Of course, from the title, you know I'm addressing the shootings in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's past ridiculous. Not only are the shootings in Shreveport, Louisiana past ridiculous, it's ridiculous when people know who who shot somebody, who killed this person, but they won't say nothing. And some of these people have the audacity to get angry with the police department for not doing a better job. Good evening, Mr. James. How are you? Good to see you. Love you big time. And some people, again, have the audacity to get angry with the police when they don't make an arrest. Well, if there's no evidence, if they don't have a suspect, if they have nothing to go on, it's nothing they can do. It's nothing they can do. And as I said earlier today, believe it or not, most victims know the person that shot them. And if they live through it, whether they admit to it or not, most, not all, most know who shot them. And so we're not going to say anything because it's retaliation. But if you look at the word retaliation, it never ends. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's super stupid. You got people in Shreveport, Louisiana carrying guns like they're cops. I mean, they're just shooting people. I mean, just for the hell of it. This is ridiculous. You will address other issues in the city, but you will not get together as black people and address black on black crime in your city as if it don't exist. It exists. You don't have to be city council. You don't have to be a policeman. You don't have to be a public figure to address what's going on in your city. This is pathetic. This is where we grew up at. And we're letting thugs run the damn city. We're letting thugs run the damn city. The street code. Well, you about as dumb as a damn street code. I don't want you to look at it as, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell because it could happen to me. And that's true. It could. It could land at your doorstep. But that's the wrong way to look at it. You have to look at it as it's the right thing to do. If you know something, open your mouth and say something. Several unsolved homicides in Shreveport. Some of you all are speaking to your loved one's killer probably every day and don't know it. They're probably on your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, your Instagram page. You don't know it. They may still come to your house. You don't know it. If we can get together to protest an inanimate object, void of any understanding, no feelings whatsoever, I know we can get together to address black on black crime in the city. That's a crisis. That's a pandemic in Shreveport, Louisiana. But you don't want to talk about it because when you do, you won't get a lot of media coverage because it's black on black. But you'll march from here to Kingdom Come if a white cop kills a black person. But when it's black on black crime, you won't say nothing. You demand the police department work overtime to make sure justice is served for your loved one, to get the evidence and lock him up. You should be doing the same thing when it's black on black crime, especially in your neighborhood. You got thugs and punks holding y'all hostage in your neighborhood. Some of y'all families been in that neighborhood for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. They own their land. They own their house. And y'all scared. You won't say nothing. The street code. The street code. Really? The street. The street. Well, the street is the reason a lot of people are being killed in Shreveport, Louisiana. And you go on with that, and you won't say nothing. But when it lands at your doorstep, then you want media coverage, and you want the police, and you're there crying with your family. Y'all know something. Y'all got to say something. Well, you knew who shot John, and you didn't say nothing. And you still know and haven't said nothing. But now you want us to speak. Do you see how it happens? This is how it happens. When you think something won't happen, that's when it happens. You're not exempt from this landing at your doorsteps. City leaders in Shreveport, you all have to address this aggressively. I don't want to hear that you all are just, we're sitting behind doors and stuff. You don't know what we're doing, Mr. Scott. Right now, I don't know what you're doing. But I'm thinking, like some of the citizens, that you're not doing nothing. I need you to come to the mics and let us know what you're doing. Invite us to what you're doing. Some of y'all leaders, you care more about the title than doing what the title requires for you to do. That's why this elections is coming. And it's time to interrupt this clique. Because some of y'all sitting there, your leaders, you're doing something close to nothing. Taylor, what happened? I'm addressing shootings in Shreveport, Louisiana this evening. And thanks for tuning in. You're sitting there, you're doing something close to nothing. You're watching us die. You're watching us be killed. You're watching us attack one another. That's a shame. I'm sending prayers up. I know you don't have a magic wand and you don't have all the answers. But since you're in leadership position, this is what we think. Well, what I think. Mr. Scott thinks that you all should say something. You all should address this. You have to address this. This is your city. You're in leadership position. You have to wait until somebody calls you and asks you to address this. And then when the police finally address the issue, I know how y'all do. You call the leaders to come stand behind the chief and the mayor to make it look good, look like everybody's involved, but you're not involved. You're not involved because you don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. This is ridiculous what's going on in Shreveport. Every day, somebody, if they're not getting shot, you're hearing bullets. This is ridiculous. And all you want to come on Facebook and say, prayers going up. I'm praying for the Lord, bless the city. God gonna fix it. That's that slave mentality. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for the textbook right now. We need the boots on the ground. If you can meet downtown, if you can meet at the police station and walk 2 or 3 miles to address an inanimate object, I know you can do it to address killings in your city. I know it won't get a lot of media coverage, but that's not what it's about. It's about saving lives. It's as simple as that. You cannot act like you don't see the black elephants in the middle of the damn streets in Shreveport, Louisiana. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. I wish you would put that on my page. I wish you would put that on my page. You can't convince no other race that Black Lives Matter until you first prove it to yourself that Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter, especially in Shreveport, Louisiana, we would not have all these shootings back to back with black people. Black lives don't matter. So save that bull for somebody else. If you want to convince any other race that Black Lives Matter, convince black people of that bull, of that first. And let them live that way, that Black Lives Matter. There's not such thing as black on black crime. I don't know who coined that, but you're super stupid. Black on black crime it exists, and it's a serious problem in Shreveport, Louisiana. And some of y'all, you can cuss me out and say whatever you want to say, just don't let me hear you say it. Because I will go there with you on Facebook. I will expose you. I will. It's election season. We got to break the clique up. Some of y'all in these positions, you got to go. You got to go. Because you're just sitting there doing nothing. You're making empty promises. For an hour between two thighs, a man will say anything to a woman. He'll promise her $50. When it's over, you want just $10? And that's what some of you all do when you're running for office. You make promises you have no intentions on keeping. But you'll say anything to get in that seat, and then you do nothing. You do nothing. Address the issue. But you're quick to address a white cop killing somebody black. We gotta stand together. No justice, no peace. Black on black crime is an injustice. It is. You may not believe it. But black on black crime is an injustice. You know what? Revenue is down in your city. People leaving your city. Businesses leaving your city. They're not coming to your city. Some going just over the bridge to Bossier. That's where they're going. Because Shreveport is a killing zone. It is. It's a killing zone. Not to mention a lot of people that's catching the bullets were not the intended targets. It wasn't. A family that has lost a loved one or has a loved one that's been shot. Prayers going up. I'm praying for you. That ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. That's not gonna help. That's not gonna do nothing. They don't want to hear that. When they lose their loved one, there's nothing you can pull from Genesis to Revelation that will comfort their family right there and there. They're tired. They're tired. They want action. We went out today. And I'll be out all day tomorrow. I was with Robert today, tomorrow, all day. I'll be out by myself. I'm coming to 2 or 3 neighborhoods in Shreveport. And I'm going to talk with the people there. And we're going to figure out how can we address this. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. It's a crisis in this city. And when you don't say nothing, it tells me you don't care. If you're working behind the scenes, okay, that's fine. I need to know what you're doing. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what you're doing. You have 2, and I said this the last time I think I did a post on Facebook. You have 2 women that's taking leadership roles in the city. And they are hitting the pavement and making things happen when we have men sitting there doing absolutely nothing. The truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. Yvette Fuller, Tabitha Taylor. They're doing what they should be doing. You don't have to ask them to do it. They're out there. They're out there. And they're letting you see what they're doing. It's not enough to say you care about what's going on, but don't care enough to get up off your butt and make a difference. But you want to keep black people angry at white people to fulfill your hidden agenda. Because you get ready to run for office. And your hidden agenda, they don't know about it, so you're going to keep them angry at the white man. Get black people angry with black people. That's what we need to do. The other night, here's what Miss Ferris sent me. One night, 11:16 p.m. Shell casings located at East 73rd and Fairfield Avenue. 11:43 p.m. Shots fired at West 77 and Dizelle Street. 12:06 a.m. Shots fired at Hearn Avenue in Fulton. Over 16 shots heard. 12:09 a.m. Officers heard several shots fired at Quentin Street and Hearn Avenue. 12:20 a.m. About 6 shots fired near Enden Road and Broadmoor neighborhood. 12:21 a.m. Shots fired near Uri Drive. 12:21 a.m. Shots fired near Outback Steakhouse. Good Lord Jesus. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This is a crisis. Am I pissed? Yeah, I'm pissed. We need to get together. Praying is not going to do it. Holding hands, praying, singing them old Negro hymns, that ain't going to stop the killing. That ain't going to stop the shooting. Get out there in the heat. It's hot. I got my little skinny butt out there today. It's hot. You cannot address this aggressively through social media. Everybody is somebody's child. Your child is my child, and my child is your child. So you going to let the punks take the city over, or you going to raise up and speak out? You talk all this black stuff, black this and black that. But when it comes to black on black crime, I can't hear nothing from you. Nothing. This is ridiculous. Children can't go outside and play. A father and son can't have dinner. Unless bullets coming through the window. That's not intended for them. This is pathetic. When election comes, it doesn't do you any good to have new men and new women going into the decision-making process of government if they have the same mind as the old men and women that we're trying to get out of those seats. If that is the case, then we don't need an election. They got a different name, but they're coming with the same agenda. We got to get past name recognition. Oh, he went to Fairfax. He did G-O-B-T in the house. That's the problem right there. You got to click, and we got to break the click up. Well, you know, Pastor Jones say he's good. He's good. Pastor Jones is good for me. First of all, the pastor shouldn't even be speaking about election. Whatever you want for you, your family, in your neighborhood, and your city, you should have those same thoughts for everybody. And when you choose a candidate, you got to get past, that's my neighbor. El Mato went to school together. Yeah, you know. Huh? That's bullshit. It's bullshit. He go to my church. He taught at school a long time, real good. He may be a good school teacher. But is he going to be a good leader for the city of Shreveport? No. Get past name recognition. Once somebody like that post say he running, that's a big name in the city, all the ass kissers run right behind it like it. Yep, I want him too. I want him too. No, you don't. You just want to be with the in crowd. You don't want to be seen as the one that's different. We kissing ass too much in the city. You got too many people in leadership positions that shouldn't be there. It's as simple as that. Now, am I blaming them for all the shootings in Shreveport? No, I'm not. But they need to address it. They need to address it. Come to the mic. Address it. Let the people know what you do. Get up. Come from behind that desk. It's going to be hot out there. Walk the pavement of the streets. Walk the neighborhoods. Let the people know you respect them, you love them, and if I got to walk 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll come out there and do that too. We will. Don't wait until close to election time and want to make a difference. Because I'm going to pull your report card and report you on Facebook. Don't believe them. They lying. They're lying. It's left for sight where brothers found dead in his home. Shot, killed. And I think we had 2 shootings earlier today. The police cannot do it all. We need to tell what we know. That, well, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to. They don't need your name. They've made so many ways for you to tell who did this or who you think did it without your name ever coming up. So that excuse you cannot use anymore. Shreveport has become a war zone. A war zone. A war zone. You're scared to speak out against the shootings in Shreveport, but you'll wake up in the morning and deliberately commit a crime and get caught and go to jail. Now where's the logic at in that? Tomorrow I will, again, I'm out in the streets. I'll be in Bossier City tomorrow too. A young man was shot and killed by Bossier City Police Department. Now, let me say this, and I hope some white folks are listening, because I hadn't said nothing yet, because I was going to wait till tomorrow to address it, but I'm going to address just a little of it tonight. White folks, some of them have set up fake Facebook pages to get on Channel 3 and 12 and 6 or whatever, and said he deserved to be shot, when the market's going to grab the signs and start marching, when we're out, shot and coming. Let me hear him say this, or that he was a good guy. He was a nice guy, loved by everybody, and he had a knife in his hand. They all kind of derogatory things. You have to be another Trump monster in human form to come and make comments like that, regardless of what went down. First of all, you really don't know what happened, and number two, somebody was killed by the police. I don't give a damn if you like black people or not. Do you not know the family's going to read that? But you don't care. You make up them fake Facebook. I call you internet thugs. You say what you want to say, but that's not you. That's not you, and you know it. So we're not going to sit there and go back and forth with an internet thug because you're going to set up this fake Facebook page. But be a man to be a woman. Come out, tell me what you really got to say. Bossier City Police is out of order. I'm going to say that. Bossier City Police. That's not a justifiable homicide. That's not a justifiable homicide. The brother had some mental issues going on. Police knew that address. They had been there a few times to address issues with him, take him to the hospital or whatever. However, this particular time, I'm told that the police officers that showed up did not know him that way, and so they killed him 16 times. Now, you can, as a cop, you may can justify one shot. You may can justify two shots. We're going to have to talk about three. But when we go in double digits, I got a problem. I have a problem with that. I don't care if they say it was justifiable homicide. You have to look up the definition of justifiable homicide and then address the situation as to how it really happened, not what they say. Police officers in every department going to do one. They're going to cover for one another. They're going to cover for one another. Regardless to what you all some are saying about this young man, he had family, and he has a mother that's crying because her son's gone. Her son's gone. He was a mental patient. I have the majority of the facts, and that's why I can speak so boldly and tell you, Bossier City Police Department, that's not a justifiable homicide. It's not. It's not a justifiable homicide. And we're not going to let it go. We're not. The one thing I don't like, when the police departments are able to investigate their very own, that don't mean nothing. That's just like me investigating something you said my daughter did at my company, and she works with the company. She is the company. Okay, I'm going to take care of it, ma'am. Gotcha. Throw that in the trash. No police department should ever be allowed to investigate their own. That was not a justifiable homicide in Bossier City, Louisiana. I can have a knife in both of my hands. Am I coming towards you? Am I coming towards you in an aggressive manner? Or am I just standing there? If I'm coming towards you, why you can't tase him to see if that'll stop him? I mean, there wasn't no big dude. I mean, if you tase him, you might flip him. Let's try that. But no, I can shoot you, nickel, and get away with it because you had a knife. I told you to put it down, and you didn't. So I'm justified. It might be a homicide. For now, it's a homicide. To me, it's not a justifiable homicide. It's not. I don't believe nothing a police officer said. I question everything they said. They will lie in their report. They will raise their right hand in the courtroom to tell the truth and tell a damn lie. As simple as that. I question everything they say. Because they will lie. Police language, I feared for my life. He did not obey my commands. He made an aggressive move. I thought he had two knives. I said stop, he wouldn't stop. I said stop, he wouldn't stop. Boom, 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 boom. But how close was he? Y'all may not like anything I just said. I really don't give a damn. You may not agree with anything I just said. I really don't give a damn. You know why? The truth is the truth, whether you accept it or not. You care more about them titles than doing what the title require for you to do. It's time to break this clique up in Shreveport. It's a clique. Been in this city since I was a little boy. Name recognition, putting people in seats and shit. That's the problem now. When your leadership is bad, well, what the hell do you think? And in Chicago, Yvette, all I can say, Chicago needs an intervention. Anybody with guns and badges that we can send to Chicago, put them on the buses, put them on the planes now. Chicago needs an intervention. It is just, it's lost. It's a lost city. It's a lost city. But I will tell you this. You cannot make me believe that all these people getting shot are just getting shot by citizens in Chicago. Some of these cops in Chicago, this is the perfect time for you to kill a nigga and get away with it. It's the perfect time for you to do that. Nobody's going to question it. Chicago needs an intervention. What happened was, I think last night, totally unacceptable. And Yvette, my sister, was telling me a little while ago that they even announced that they was going to do this through Facebook. And I think that's how a lot of them got caught. That makes no sense. It makes no damn sense. People have to beg to get certain stores to come to your area. And this is what you do. And then you go outside of your area and vandalize, break in other stores. So what's the point? Some black people make it hard for other black people to defend them. You make it hard for us to do that. I haven't always done right, but I haven't always done wrong either. Before I die, I hope I do one thing right in this world. I love y'all. I'm Al Scott. I'll see you tomorrow in Bossier City and somewhere in Shreveport, Louisiana. Y'all have a good night.